Hello everyone and welcome to this new playlist. This playlist is going to be all about Datastore, actually preferences Datastore. So we will be learning how we can use preferences Datastore in our apps, replacing shared preferences. So before moving on to coding, I wanted to give you a short overview of Datastore and preferences Datastore and how it works and what actually it is. So Preferences data store is actually a replacement to shared preferences that you might have been using for a long time now. So uh, it uses the same scheme as shared preferences. It uses key value pairs to store data. Uh, for example, if you want to store your user data or you want to store some settings, you can do that with preferences data store, just like you might have been doing in the past with shared preferences. So there were some issues with the shared preferences that data store actually resolves and works better. So the first thing is that it uses Kotlin and coroutines and flows to handle all the reading and writing operations. That makes it much more faster and reliable as compared to uh, shared preferences. So why should you actually be using preferences data store? So there are many edges that Datastore has over shared preferences. I have wrote down some of them. So the first is that Datastore is actually thread safe. So what does that mean? So it means that it always runs on dispatches.io. So when you are using shared preferences, if you use .apply, then it is asynchronous, or else all the reading and writing operation are synchronous, which can result in ANRs. So why does that happen is that if you want to write a large amount of data and share preferences, then all the work is being done on the main thread, which can result in ANRs. The second thing is that data store is completely a Kotlin first, which means that when you are storing data or reading data, you can read the data and store the data using Kotlin objects, and you won't be getting JSON strings from data store like shared preferences. The third thing is that it uses async API of flow, which means that all the operations will be running on dispatches.io, so you don't have to think about or don't have to worry about all the ANRs and stuff like that. So last thing is that it shared preferences had no procedure of signaling errors, which means that if an error occurs while reading while storing data, there is no procedure in shared preferences that can help you find the error. For example, if your data is not being stored, you don't know if it is stored or not. So data store helps in that. It uses transactional method to store data, which means that you can actually save multiple data in one transaction. We will be learning more about that lately when we are going to shift on the coding side. So that is about data store. So let's compare some more things about data store and share preferences. The first thing is async API. So in share preferences, as I said, there is only async API for reading data, not for changing data. But in preferences data store, everything is on flow, and same on proto data store. Shared preferences has synchronous API, which means that the transactions are done one by one on the main thread, not asynchronously, but that can actually result in a ANRs, so it is not a good thing to have. But preferences data store and proto data store always run asynchronously, so no ANRs. So you can read all the others. We will be working more on that lately. So there are two types of data store. One is the preferences data store and other is the proto data store. So when you are using preferences data store, you don't actually know what will be the return type of the preferences that you will be getting from data store. So that is not type safe. But proto data store is type safe, and you can write large parcelable objects to proto data store. But most of the time you will be using room database, so that is why I am focusing more on preferences data store rather than proto data store. So this is all about preferences data store. and we will be moving on to coding side in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and if you didn't, please leave a comment so I can improve on my content. Thank you so much. Okay, one thing more. I have linked my article on Datastore link below. You can read that to get more idea of what Datastore actually is and how it works. And I have linked my GitHub repo that already has all the code that I will be writing in the next video. So if you just want the code, you can get it from there. And you can also reach me on my LinkedIn, and you can also follow me on Instagram, and you can ask me any question that you want related to Datastore or any other Android topic. So thank you. Take care.